Join Craig and Jay as they share their experience being featured on the season 2 finale of Judge Steve Harvey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Why in heaven's earth would he do that?
Maybe he's a Christian too.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of whatever, a post-Judge Steve Harvey stream. My name is Jay, and my former adversary, Craig. Craig, how you doing, my friend?
Good, man. Thanks for having me over here. I think it's my first time on GDL2.
Is it?
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. I don't keep track of the GDL2 as much.
I can't keep up with anything. I just did a stream. I've been ranting about Star Wars toys for 2 hours, and now I'm over here.
Hopefully this is more fun than ranting about Star Wars.
No, this was great. This was a fun week, man. This is
thanks.
I knew we were going to do some sort of post-mortem stream. Thank you for doing it. There's so many angles here, including the week leading up to it, which is like a whole other thing. But yeah, let's do it.
Let's take it. Before we take it, let's say hello to the chat. A lot of people here. I had it's like one of my friends, Brian, he's like, I need to hear about it. I was like, you know what? Just come to this stream, and so I can get like everybody like all at once, and then just kind of like, here's the story.
The amount of people, smart people, like really intelligent people that I know who reached out that were like, so like, and you could just tell they want to be like, was it real? I guess the world will never know.
I guess they won't. We got Ian here, Too Bad Dad, Charlie Weaver, Ryan Dole, Abby to Heaven confirmed, Stephen Lawrence, Jack Knight, Jeff White is here, James Sterling, Riley Bob, hashtag mint with card, Andy Stutz, Aaron E. Nichols is here, Colleen Glatfelter in the house, Toy Geekosaurus is here, Kate L. Doralaxian, Judy is here, Brian Carr, Geek Dad Weekend indeed. Let's see, Dartherian, Kevin's here, Daniel K. Let's see, Tony Taylor Toys, Postcortum Show.
Love it.
Allison Troy, Randall Chinovo, Brandon 3G. Thank you for coming and hanging out. What?
I just saw Mrs. Glatfelter's comment.
What, this one?
It's so funny.
So we're saying that neither of you had gotten laid before. Can you confirm or deny this? I saw like one person say, oh, this one has a wife. He's one of the few or something like that.
So listen, I want to give a huge shout out to my wonderful partner, Abigail, who can't be here tonight because we are getting divorced. No, I'm just kidding. She was great. And I kind of forgot that nobody knew she was part of it.
Yeah. Because we did this almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And what I would tell people is Abby stole the show. Because like once she came on, it completely shifted the feel of the thing. Like her turn against you got that whole, because the audience before was like, ooh, kind of like, but then once that happened, it was pandemonium.
My favorite, there's so many favorite moments, but I think my favorite moment is the part where it cuts to me and I go, and he sent me this, and I hold up the bag, and the whole crowd goes, ooh,
yeah.
like
got him.
Like they don't know any, like none of this. First of all, there's almost zero logic behind anything, but we'll get to it. However you want to set this up.
I have the episode queued up as well, so if we want to like relive a certain scene, we can play that.
Oh, like a what do you call it? A commentary.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. I've got that. I've also got a clip from the producers at the end. of the episode. I'll save that till maybe once we get to it. I don't know if they probably sent the same thing to you, if I remember correctly. But...
I don't know. That might be new to me.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll save it. It's a tease to hang around till the end of this episode. Oh, and I have another picture. Yeah, I remember. I think they showed this picture, but didn't make the final thing. Like you with your toys as a kid, didn't they show that as well?
Well,
or with
I
your
think
brother or something.
Well, we could start because there's a lot of common questions I think we can just address throughout.
Okay.
But one of the questions I get is, and I think a couple people are asking in the chat, was how much was cut? And
Yes.
so the segment is probably, I think it's like 12 or 13 minutes long.
Yeah, 12 minutes. I think it clocks in at.
I think we were in there for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I clocked our whole time, like from walking in and then walking out. It was 45 minutes.
Right. The only two things that stand out in my mind that I definitely know were cut were, well, there's three things that I remember being cut. So
yeah,
one of them was when Abby says this is classic Craig behavior.
Yeah.
There was a part where the crowd was like chanting,
yes,
or repeating that.
Yes,
right.
Yes, because the Abby thing in the episode was like 2 minutes. She was up there for at least 15 minutes. 15.
She was, and
it was a while.
There was also this whole other thing where Steve Harvey was telling her how like pretty she was. It was kind of weird. I'm not surprised they cut that.
Well, I liked it at first because it was just kind of he was like, oh, that's your wife? Damn, Craig, like you did all right or whatever, or something like that.
There was some of that. And then I remember when we were talking about the lunch, Abby like blurted out, I had a veggie burger. And then Steve Harvey started roasting me for like, Craig's a big spender with the veggie burger.
Yes, that's right.
And it was just such an Abby thing to like just unprompted yell, I had a veggie burger, like just. And there's a whole backstory with why she wasn't in the court and all that too. So.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to share? Because I mean, it's the thing that I think that makes me appreciate, and I don't know if people can comprehend or appreciate how amazing of a job Abby did, in that she was supposed to be in the courtroom, and then that whole thing shifted at the last minute for her to zoom in. And
yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry, please.
No. I mean, so we taped in September of 2023, last year, 2022, and COVID protocols were still happening. So they were we did mandatory COVID testing,
multiple tests, right?
Multiple tests.
Yeah.
And of course, because in life, nothing is easy and nothing ever goes right. Abby tested positive for
the second time.
Yeah, no, it was the first. So, no, it was only one test.
Oh, was I thought we got tested twice?
They made me do a second test the next day because Abby tested positive.
Okay.
And what it was, she wasn't symptomatic, but she did have COVID. I think she was still testing positive from when she had COVID. Weeks earlier. But also, it's like, I don't know. I think everybody just had. We were all off and on COVID for 2 years. Like I've had
it like 4 times now.
Yeah, like they're like, you can only get it once and then you're fine. I'm like, that is not true, ma'am. That's not true, newswoman. So she tested positive the night before, which first of all, okay, let me. There's a hotel, right? Jay, you traveled in, but I
flew in.
This taped in Atlanta, so they put me and Abby in the hotel room, but we didn't stay there. It's literally a mile from our house.
You should have, though. It was a nice hotel.
It was nice, but the funny thing was, Abby's test result comes in, it's positive, and they're like, Craig, are you in the room with Abby right now? You guys need to separate. We're in our kitchen. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, we're married. Like me leaving right now is not going to prevent whatever. So they did make me take another rapid test the next morning, and I was fine.
Yeah.
Another wrinkle to this, I don't know if you remember, is they tried to get us to tape like 3 weeks before that, like on a last minute.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
They were like, can you guys do it Wednesday?
Yes.
It was like a whole
yes.
thing.
It was like Tuesday, and they want us to do it like the next day or something crazy like
Something
that.
crazy. And you were like, give me thousands of dollars and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And they were like, we can't do that.
Well, actually, so the whole thing was just like, yeah, I'll do it, but give us more money. Because they gave us like a base thing. Like the whole premise was if anybody won, you got that the producers would pay that payout.
Right.
And but they also had like a smaller sum, just like thanks for doing this thing. So I was trying to get them to up what our pay is to do this episode. And I think I made it really, I was like, it was an extra $500 for each of us or something like that. I was like, if you can give us like an extra $500 each, sure, I'll jump from work and we'll do this. And they're like, yeah, we'll just keep your original time.
Well, and they also like, they were being really weird about the wardrobe.
Oh, like, yeah.
Because I waited till the last minute to buy something. Clearly, like I hate what I'm wearing. Like I would never. Here's something. That shirt I'm wearing, I would never, ever in my life ever wear a striped long sleeve polo shirt.
I think you look great. People are gonna. It's a Halloween costume. I saw it on your Facebook group.
Oh yeah. People are already put together. So I don't like. Have you ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Oh yeah, I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
You know the part where he's checking into the hotel and she walks up and he's wearing a Hawaii shirt. He's like, I wish I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt or whatever. Like that's how I felt. But also I had a jacket that I liked that I was planning to wear. My plan was to kind of look like whatever, and they were like, we don't want you to wear the jacket. Then they also cut my hair.
Oh, they did?
Jay, here's something we have not talked about. You and I have not talked about it because I have felt bad about this ever since.
Okay.
Our experience that day was different.
Oh yeah, I had like a third world country experience, and you had like you got the Star trailers, you got the pampered life.
First of all, I have the photo somewhere in my phone of my preferred parking spot with my name on it.
Wait, you got to drive? I had to be like chauffeured in on like a little van.
Yeah. So I'll have to find it.
Wait, when did you get to show up? That's what I want to know because I was there for like 4 hours.
Okay, so first of all, to clarify the Abby thing, she tested positive, and they're like, okay, she's gonna have to record from the house, and it was very stressful because they sent a PA and because of COVID stuff, they literally left like a GoPro and lighting and a bunch of shit at our front door that she had to set up by herself. And
that's
also
crazy.
Like the GoPro was worse quality than our normal like webcams. Like it was just like weird. Like, and also like so we'll get to that because there's a chronological story. So I had to go there first thing in the morning to take a test.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it was a rapid test. It was fine. And then I had to come back like midday. I was there a long time, but first they took me to wardrobe to approve that.
Yeah.
Then they cut my hair.
I had hair and makeup too. I did hair and makeup too.
The two women like literally were hitting on me. Now,
yeah, mine did too. They're really maybe they're trying to like make us
I was
good
feeling
or something.
So confident about myself. Listen, I don't get hit on by the only people that hit on me are the fucking G.I. Joe collectors that slide in my DMs all the time. They're like, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
It's fine. It's GDL too. We can do whatever we want here.
Like the toy anxiety dynamic is all the guys like Abby, all the girls like Abby. Everybody thinks Ryan's the crazy funny one.
Mm-hmm.
All the everyone's the only people I get are the psychopath toy collectors because that's what I am. They identify with me. But anyways, back to the show. Hair and makeup.
Yeah.
They kept you like in a tent, right?
Yeah. So I have a picture of it here. Hold on. So yeah, I was in like this tent city.
Yeah.
And because of the COVID protocols, it was very strict. Like they took me from, I have like I mean, it was probably a PA as well. It's just like that I couldn't leave, like even to go take a pee break.
Right.
They had to like escort me from my tent to then use one of this little trailer of toilets.
Right.
And then escort me back. I could not move anywhere without somebody being with me.
So
And the rest of the time I just sat in this air conditioned tent it was like an hour and a half, and they came like, hey, we're gonna have to we're breaking for lunch. It's gonna be like another 90 minutes. What do you want for lunch? And then it was like another hour after that or something like that, I feel like.
So I'm sending you 2 photos if you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you 3 photos actually.
Okay.
This will help illuminate. Do you want me to text them or?
Here's me in the tent. So that's again, COVID protocols. Like I had to have a mask on the whole time,
right.
And then even when, like I think it was for hair and makeup, I had to wear. Did you have to wear like the shield?
It was like a plastic shield. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really intense. And I was intense the entire time.
So I just sent you a couple photos of my experience. I was not in a tent. They put me in a private trailer, and I felt bad because this all got set up through you. Like you set up, you knew this was through you. I emailed you those photos.
Okay. Email. Okay. Cool.
And so they put me in a trailer, and then like a lady knocked and was like, "Hey, we're here to get your lunch order." And like they brought me like whatever, it was like a salmon salad, and then like I had my computer.
Oh, I got the salmon salad too.
I knew we were like, I had my work computer with me, and like I started thank you, Allison. I started I did some work. I put on the TV. You'll see there's like a TV.
I'm getting it up now.
I had a like a private fridge fully stocked with Diet Cokes. Like I was like, but at the time I was like, wow, they're really treating me and Jay great today. This is going.
Hold on, here it is. Here we go. You're watching goddamn real Ghostbusters in here.
I was watching Ghostbusters.
You got Cheez-Its and Reese's and
oh, dude, I was killing it. That's my
trailer. There was no food in mine. There was no food.
And then if you go, you see the cone.
Yeah, there's your private parking space.
Private parking. And then the third one, you could see the jacket that I had, my ensemble that I was really excited about.
That's a great ensemble. So they wouldn't let you wear the jacket, I guess.
They didn't want me to.
Okay.
I didn't know why. I was like, who cares?
It was probably because that would probably rustle and hit the lav and be
right.
noisy or something like that, I bet.
Probably.
The zippers. And then that's not your hair you had in the show, so they changed your hair too.
They cut my hair. I think that was before I put any product in it. But anyways,
okay.
Getting really inside baseball here. So yeah, we were there. But okay, so
let's look at that nice couch. Like this is nice.
Because remember it was like still hot out. At one point,
it was yeah.
I was like, ooh, it's a little chilly in this trailer. I better turn the air down a little bit. So they and while this is happening, the producers are like coming up to like give us our final like pep talks. And
yep.
Because everyone's asking like how scripted it was.
Yeah.
It really wasn't at all.
No,
like it was.
Aside from the only thing that was really you could maybe call scripted was our opening statement, because I don't know, we rehearsed that a couple times.
Also, they were like, "You have to say how many Ghostbusters figures you have." I was like, "I have over 400."
Listen, hold on, I have video of what my inside looked like. Hold on, let me open with QuickTime. Mute here. So that was Craig's beautiful trailer experience. Here is a shot of the inside of my space. Hold on, here we go. That's it.
That's like
that's all I had. I had that table.
That looks like a quarantine. It's like they're spraying you down for radiation.
Pretty much. Look at I had nothing. That's my visor and my sunglasses and some water. Not even one bag of Cheez-Its. Not even one.
Dude, you should have knocked on my
I had different clothes that I had to choose from.
I had a private bathroom in my trailer.
I didn't even have I had if I had to go to the bathroom, I had to get somebody to walk me to the porta johns in the back. Like, what the hell?
Also, I love some of these comments are very funny.
Which one you want me to press in?
Monsters from Beyond. That's really funny.
Guantanamo J.
So I wonder if, but it's weird that the plaintiff, like, do you think that's just a thing? Like the plaintiff
It must be. It must be like the plaintiff is the star, maybe, and like the defendant is.
but that makes no
not.
sense.
I don't know.
Well,
Like
anyway.
there was a bunch of people in my tent city, so.
So that's really
anyway. Go ahead. Sorry.
So the producers are like coming by, and like we had been talking to the same producers the
Yes.
whole like
They loved us, or maybe they do it to everybody, but they seem to really like us.
I mean, they saved us for the season finale. You know, I think there was, I don't know. I think we did a great job. I really did.
I think so too. Like we like that whole place. I don't think the show doesn't quite capture how just erupting that place was with all of the different jokes.
The show makes it feel like the most run-of-the-mill like courtroom set.
Yeah.
Dude, that stage, the lights, like they were blasting the Ghostbusters music.
Yes.
Everybody was dancing. Like it was fun.
So this is you and I after with the two producers.
Right.
And that's the big. I think this must have been your Star Wagon. That's
my trailer.
Yeah, right there. And then but it was a huge studio. Like I didn't realize it's like it was cavernous. And then the actual courtroom set like was kind of tiny within that huge cavernous
right. Well, it's Trilith Studios in Fayetteville, which used to be Pinewood, where literally the entire MCU was made.
Yeah.
So this is the same. I think they were just wrapping up finishing Guardians.
Yeah.
Filming.
And that's where I think they also had a lot of security because they didn't want anybody wandering into an MCU production.
Exactly. Which, given the chance, I 100%.
But yeah, you still have the figures right here. So
I'm still holding this. I can't even remember if I brought the real ones or the repros or not. I think I brought the repros. I don't
really.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put. Hey, everybody that was commenting this week was like, "You're right. I'm not gonna put those."
I know it's risky because the way you're just holding them in that bag, I was like, "Damn, those streams gonna snap off right now."
But okay, so it was one of those things where, like, when it comes to like technical podcasting stuff, like I do all the setup.
Mm-hmm.
I do the Abby.
Well, we're both the producers of our
right
respective channels. Yeah,
right. Like Abby is, she can work a computer, she can do all this stuff, but like setting up all that equipment, I felt bad for her, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So she is at home with the producers on the phone, multiple producers arguing over like what's the best setup, do this, change this. And I think it really stressed her out. At one point she called me screaming. She's like, I'm not fucking doing this.
Yeah.
This is too much stress, too much pressure. I was gonna show up, like we were like I didn't want to get like heated.
Sure.
And I remember at one point just being like, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out. And like I didn't know what to do, because like normally I'd be like, okay, I don't know how to use a GoPro. Like what? I don't know. I thought she was just gonna pop open.
I don't know how to use a GoPro either, to be honest. Like when they said GoPro, I was like, I don't know if that's the easiest way to do that. I don't know.
It wasn't, and also because of COVID, like they you know what? That's what they dropped off AirPods for her.
And
I remember telling her, I was like, hey, listen, through all the stress, at least you're getting a free new pair of the new AirPods. And then they came and picked everything up afterwards. They took it all back.
That an alcohol wipe.
Yeah, they're like, hey, COVID, can you get COVID through ears? So yeah, it was a little stressful for her. But then like I think she got a really unique perspective because she watched everything happen. Like she had a view of the whole courtroom.
Yeah, was she getting like the multi-camera setup or something? Because what I found most impressive is, even though she was zoomed in, she read the room and she went with the feel of Harvey, with the audience. Like she felt it the whole time, which I would think is a difficult thing to do over Zoom.
I think Abby, I think her ability to get past stress and anxiety and perform is remarkable, because we all go through it.
Oh, I was freaking out.
And to do that from the house and for it to turn out that good.
Yeah.
She absolutely killed it.
It was insane. Let's see. Paul says, "Hey fellas, just saying hi. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but watch this. You're not one of the 3 million people that watched it on Wednesday night."
Adequately covered by all the Ghostbusters news sites.
Honestly, that's the badge of honor for me is being featured or being connected to Proton Charging and GB fans, like sites I've been a fan of for 20 plus years. So
no, all of our friends did it. They really supported us. It was amazing.
But yeah. So I guess do you want to talk about how this whole thing happened?
Sure.
That's another question I've gotten a lot.
Yeah.
So I used to be an area manager for WeWork, and WeWorks it's a horrible company, and it's well known how much of a disaster it is. But the whole premise is there's these companies that work inside these buildings. So I oversaw 3 different buildings in the Raleigh-Durham area. And in one of them, I befriended this one person. She was like the project manager for one of these companies. And then after I left WeWork, but we still stayed in touch, she reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'm a casting agent for, Judge Steve Harvey. I don't know if you've watched the show." I had known of it because Johnny Fairplay, a Survivor guy, was on it, and he was showing on all of his Instagram, his appearance.
There's also been a couple pro wrestlers on. I knew about it too.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I'm aware of it. It's like, we don't want because apparently the people that do these judge shows, they do them all. Like if you're on Judge Joe Brown, you'll do Judge Judy, and and they come up, they have their case that they present, or maybe they'll change it up and do different cases and whatever. Not so. There you go. Maybe there's your answer if it's real or not. But so she was like, we want some, like funny stuff. Like, do you have any like silly beefs that like kind of nerdy or something like that would Steve Harvey would react really well to? And she was like, just so you know, like season 1, we had somebody sue their mom for setting them up on bad dates, just to give you an idea of the kind of things we're looking for.
I saw one where these parents were suing their kid for like ruining the kitchen with his antics.
And so I was like, maybe, but the thing is like, between, our channel and you and I becoming friends and friends with everybody on the YHS side of things, we had already been joking about for a while. I think Jacob's been calling for, I think you've been calling for it as well. It's just like we need to have like a toy beef. We need to get in on this beef action or whatever.
Right.
For years, I feel like at this point, it was like a year ago, but whatever. So I was like,
sure.
Craig, let's think about this. Let's put our heads together.
It's like when you called me, I was like, I've been waiting for this call. Like people like here more lifting the cover here. I've been trying to get on a game show my entire adult life. I have auditioned. I got like 3 rounds into Deal or No Deal auditions. Like dude, when me and Ab like before, I don't know why, because I'm not very flamboyant, and I'm not like spectacle guy. Like,
yeah.
Like, I think there's people who think like Jay, one thing you and I, we have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just have a lot in common. We're both similar day jobs.
Yeah.
We similar podcast stuff. We both
fill similar roles within
roles, both play music. Like, there's a lot in common here. And so people may or may not know that when I proposed to Abigail to get married, Ivan Reitman from Ghostbusters, the director of Ghostbusters, did the proposal. And the only reason that happened was because I was like trying to think of we love Ghostbusters, a big part of our life. I try to think of a fun and unique way to do that.
Yeah.
And I just asked if that was a possibility, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. It was featured in a documentary, and I've set the record straight multiple times. Like, they just used our footage. We did not do that for that.
Yeah.
But whatever. But before that, we had an offer for me to propose to her on the Chrissy Teigen talk show. And they were going to buy a ring and the whole thing. And I don't even, I would be lying if I told you if I remembered why that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But So yeah, I've always wanted to be on Price is Right or
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you presented me with this, I was like, what you saw on TV somehow was like exactly what I envisioned in like a best case scenario.
Yeah. Well, and that was just like, and I think you pretty much said that when I asked you, like, hey, do you want to come up with something for this? And I think you're just like, dude, I have wanted to do something like this. And I was like, perfect. Then my instincts were right, you know, in terms of reaching out to you. And pretty quickly, like the whole, like even the producer, like, it could be something so minute, but if you kind of, you know, embellish it to the point of it being this thing. And so, you know, there wasn't a really anything too much real about whatever ended up being the case. It was embellished to the point of absurdity. Even to the point of, I don't even know where it could have originated from. But I think in the conversations back and forth, I think the thing that maybe unlocked the story was we would make it off of the time we met in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And having Abby be a witness that kind of flips on you or doesn't take your side, takes my side. I think
that was the swerve, the twist.
Yes. That was how we like unlocked the story. I think that we were trying to
and I think there was a point we inquired about me bringing in Jake as like a counter witness.
Yeah.
And really, but at that point they were like, it's this we can't bring anybody else. Like this is the case. Like, cause like I've only watched a couple of those episodes. I don't think a lot of people have witnesses.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that's a common thing.
Not many. Like I saw it. I was like, could we even do it? But I think so. The initial pitch to my friend was just like, okay, me and my buddy, we you know, had a toy deal and he was confused, you know, because he thought he was getting mint on card. Because that was like, that's funny. Like it's mint on card versus mint with card. It's so stupid.
It's still funny.
And it would get Steve Harvey just to give you that stupid look, like, what the F is wrong with you?
Right.
And so she was like, that's perfect. But I think the Abby twist, I think that's what got us on the show, because we still had to essentially audition to be on the show.
Right. And it was tough to kind of crack the case,
yes.
right? Because the whole thing is that what we ended up coming up with is that I think I'm buying mint on card Ghostbusters cards. You send me loose ones.
Yep.
And I'm suing you for lost wages because my real plan was to flip them because I was getting such a good deal. Which, on like the logic scale, really is near the bottom.
Yeah. But we had to find some way to get you to want to sue me. So that was that's how we got to there, you know?
Yeah. And I think did I not say at one point that, like, I was like, you know, Jay's a longtime collector. I really look up to him as a toy.
Oh, that's right.
It was like there was like me trying to like.
That was a bigger part of our audition because we did a mock trial.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember that being a much bigger part of the mock trial. I don't think it came up at all on the Steve Harvey one.
Right, right. And then, you know, I'm trying to remember. It was weird because when we did the lead up, where we brought the beef to YouTube, and I did the whole. I knew how ridiculous it would be to be like, I was gonna flip them, and that's why I'm mad. That doesn't make, like, every collector would be like, what the hell are you talking about? So that's why I think I leaned on, I just wanted my money back. But
then the problem there was just like, well, then Jay, just give your money back. Why don't you just give his money back?
Which inadvertently made you look like such an asshole. And that was never the goal. Like, I felt so bad because the people who didn't realize it was a joke, which was way more than I thought, were like, fuck Jay.
Yeah, why don't you give his money back, Jay? Why the fuck are you holding on to his money?
What a piece of shit. And somebody was like, dude, I don't want to give you PTSD, but one guy was like, I saw Jay at a toy show rip a guy off. Like, just like crazy stuff. And you could see our faces on the YouTube stream, like halfway through. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going over like we thought it was going to, but yes. Anyways, back to the show.
Luckily, Harvey never pushed too hard on, because that is a good point. It's just like, well, Jay, just give him his money back and be done with it. But the whole the whole reason you sue me is the whole crux of it was that you were because you wanted to flip him for $3,000, and that's why you were pissed.
Right. Which, to me, the most absurd thing of all of it is that we went on national television to argue about real Ghostbusters toys. Like it's in 2023. And I don't know if you have the clip, but the moment where you say they have the cards that
hold on, I'll pull it up here.
I want to watch that part.
Yeah. Hold on, let's see. After the commercial break.
Right.
See, Abby goes away.
He's drinking the water.
Yeah, I need to talk about. I feel like I'll talk about that after we talk about this.
Okay.
And I think it's okay. Here we go.
Yeah. This part's really funny.
Can you guys hear it?
I cannot.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I can change my audio settings here. I may get a little weird or a little wonky, but hold on. Watch it. Loop back. All right, this should pull it in. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
There are no cards in that picture. Cards add to the value.
Not that much.
Yes, it does.
A little bit.
All right, pause it.
Let's go.
When I say not that much, and Steve Harvey goes, "Yes, it does." I'm like, wait a minute. You have no idea what you're talking about at all, and whether or not the cards added that much value was kind of irrelevant to the entire. It's so funny. I just love that part so much.
But was so like people were just like, Jay, you didn't talk much. I was like, after Abby turned on him, Harvey was on you like the whole rest of the way. Like it was, and I give you all the credit. Like you didn't buckle under because you to that very end to the I thought he was a good Christian. You like you held you. I mean you. I think you beat him on the funny on it. It was just it was incredible.
The thing is like. That the way that he tells this weird story about being a Christian,
yes,
and going to Vegas to make his tithes, and while he's saying that, in the way my brain works, I'm going
walk us through that. Do you want to play the clip and then walk through how?
Yeah, let's play the clip. Yeah,
let's play that clip because honestly, like no joke, I think that line, Craig, is on par with "Yes, it's true. This man has no dick." Like, it's
wow. Okay.
For me, it's high praise for me because I feel like it was so perfect. You took the thing he said and then turned it against him, and the whole, including myself, just erupted. So let me tee that up real quick here. Hold on. And the thing is, like, even though it's cut down, he was grilling you for a while, and then you just took it and like slam dunked it. Oh, here we go. Here's the here we go.
Well, I'm not a toy collector. I'm just a former hoodlum. I've been in the hustle game my whole life. I'm a full-blown Christian, and I still go to Vegas. Because as a Christian, I go out there sometimes just to try to win my tithes. So I'm trying to figure out, with that little hustle number game that I ran, how is he so wrong versus what you were attempting to do?
Well, I had never attempted to rip him off. I just thought I was getting a great deal.
Brother, why in heaven's earth would he do that?
Maybe he's a Christian too.
So
there's that.
You won me over with that one. Man, thank you for that. Oh God, man.
Oh, I gotta put this in here too, though.
Only thing I don't like it when the plaintiff is funnier than me. That's the only thing pissing me off right now. Oh, boy, that's a good one, man.
Oh God.
So one of the things I used to do improv, and I did stand-up comedy for 3 years, and I'd like to think I'm fairly quick-witted. There's always discussion on Toy Anxiety of who the funniest is, and like obviously me. Sorry, just kidding. We have a very funny crew. We all keep each other on our toes. The show is, if you watch the show, it's a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is a vehicle for Steve Harvey
Yes.
to observe
Yes.
crazy scenarios.
Yep.
With people that are like whatever, and react to them. It's almost like Family Feud. The Family Feud. Why is it still on? The show has been on forever.
Yeah.
He makes it what it is because the way he's reacting to people.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about that whole clip is none of that was scripted.
No.
None of it was set up. It wasn't
Nope.
like, hey, he's going to do this rant. We need you to have a good comeback, because you would see through that.
Yeah.
While he was going on the rant about going to Vegas and stuff, the only thing I was thinking of was, this is a really weird, like, what is he talking about? Like, what? Like, what? Like, I was like, he just went into like his own bit that made zero sense.
Yeah.
So then there's the little back and forth. And when he says, why would it literally, in that instance, when he said the word why,
Yeah.
in my head, I said, I should say, I thought he was a Christian. I thought he's a good Christian too. And I had a split second decision. Like, I had a second where I was like, don't say that. Don't make this about you. This is his show. And then my counter, my other intuition was just like, no, you have to say that.
This is your chance. This is your one chance.
And that's why when
shot.
I deliver it, I kind of like, I said, maybe he's a like, and it worked, but it's, when it got the reaction, I was like, okay, I'm glad. Because then there's a second thing. If you watch it, when he asked me what I think, there's a part where he says, well, what do you think should happen?
Yes.
And I try it again, and I say, well, maybe the witness can get some money.
Yes.
And it falls. Nobody reacts at all.
Yeah,
and my head's
yeah,
like, oh, great. Well, I guess my moment's
But
over.
Actually, it worked because he still had the "she's going to heaven" or something like that.
I actually, after the fact, thought of a funny, like, remember on Seinfeld where George comes up with the the jerk store?
Yes.
That's how I felt later that day, because when he was like, well, Abby's going to go to heaven, what I should have said is, well, I'm Jewish. Where am I going? But they would have cut it anyway. It wouldn't have made it, so it doesn't matter. But there's nothing worse than thinking of the funny line later. Also, if anybody knows Abby at all in her life, saying she's going to heaven is the funniest fucking thing. That's why I showed you the thumbnail for this week's episode, right?
No, send it to me. I'll put it up here. Or is it already on the channel? I can go to it real quick.
It's not.
Okay.
We'll reveal it here.
But it was just such a, and the thing is, I'm kind of bummed. I feel like being there and seeing it with my eyes and being in, I think I've said that a couple of times, just you and I personally and other friends that have asked, but it was like so surreal because I was witnessing a hilarious episode of television, but I was actually in it. I was a player in it and like being a part of it in real time. And that moment, the Good Christian 2 was such a, it was just, I don't know, it was a really special moment to be a part of, even though all I did was just react to it. But oh my God.
Well, I'm so glad they kept it in, because they could have
had to.
Right.
How could you not leave that one in?
I think from what I know.
Let's can I just put up just a picture of you smiling after you say the joke? There it is. That's the guy who landed it.
Everyone keeps telling, they're like, Craig, what's it like to have Steve Harvey tell you, look, he's listen, the whole point, people like me who just all you want is a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're willing to say the craziest thing, even something self-deprecating, because you're looking for you're trying to get a rise out of whoever. It was great. It was amazing. And like, I'm glad it's over.
Yes.
Kind of like, because we waited so long.
Yes.
It was really nice to do something create. Like my whole thing is like, do we get to be creative? Do we get to have fun? I'm usually going to be in on a project like that.
Yeah.
I sent you, so the thumbnail I sent you is going to be for this week's Toy Anxiety. There it is. Judge Steve Harvey confirms Abby's going to heaven. Quote, she is so damn sick and tired of you and these toys.
I love the fact that like so many people like know you guys like, dude, you don't understand, Abby collects too or whatever. Just all of this like.
Well, that's the other thing. They're like, well, if they would watch, like,
if they only knew.
Because it's like, well, we're all playing characters. That's why we thought whatever was like, you can't fake a beef. I'm like, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not doing this to get attention for our channels. We're doing this to like as a tongue in cheek.
Yes.
I don't know.
We're just, again, not to reiterate or relitigate, but it's just, we weren't doing it for anybody but ourselves. I think like it was like, I agree with you. Like we have a similar approach. It's like, we like being creative. We like making stuff and to, to share it with people and interact with people live about it or whatever. But to me, the whole thing was just like, because even Connor's like, oh, what if people don't like it and they hate you? So that's why that whole thing that week, like it really messed up Colleen because she
felt
was like,
so bad. I felt, it is dude. We went through like the next day, the day after we did our thing, and then you were gonna do your follow up. I was in like, I don't care what anybody thinks. Who cares? If my gut reaction was like, if you don't get the joke, even after there was people where like we were like, hey dude, it's just a joke, and people were still like upset.
Yeah.
And I had a 30-second period of time where I was like, I'm deleting the Toy Anxiety channel. Like I went through a range of emotions because I was like, why is this thing that's supposed to be fun? Why are people taking it so seriously?
Yeah.
And I did some research on parasocial relationships and the way, as a content creator, you do have a responsibility to the audience. And I found the person who wrote that article and emailed them and said, you're wrong. No, just kidding. It's and then I got angry, and then like finally I was like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Not everything is for everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
The only thing I wish I would have done is turn off super chats during our stream, because there were people like, $10, I'm on your side, Craig. Jay ripped you off, $20. Like we made like $200 that night.
Hey, listen, you made money. That's fine by me. Speaking of super chats, I don't think I've got Jamelin's here, so I'm not supposed to plus it in. I thought this whole thing was great, guys. I wish more people had a sense of humor and you could have kept this bit going longer. Great comedy. Yeah, there was a point in us going back and forth like, well, maybe just, the night and the day of that's too short. Maybe we need to make this go longer.
I mean, we did the bit, you did the reaction.
Yeah.
Was it the same day we did the...
Yes.
It was a joke?
It was exploding as I did my stream, and people were like, oh, it's just fake. And then it blew up. I lost like 50 subscribers. Like it was the only day in the history of my channel that I went negative on subscribers. And but at the same time, like at the core of it, I was like, no, I'm still proud of the thing we did. I get it. Maybe the way we did it, it pissed people off, and I'm sorry for those that it pissed off. But at its core, I'm really proud of the thing that we did. And I think now that the episode is aired, I think even more so, even people I saw in comments that hated the whole intro to it really like the episode. So
yeah, and I think what we lost like 25 or 30 followers, but I think right. I think our audiences are a little bit different too.
Yeah.
I think your core, you have a lot of your core members are hardcore toy fans. They want to have deep dive discussion about toys, no room for anything other than articulation and and I get that, because there's something I want that.
Yeah.
Toy anxiety, we get into that sometimes, but we're also like, we have trouble I mean, you should have heard some of the stuff Ryan said on our last stream a little while ago.
Oh, I know. I'm so bummed I missed it.
He well, I could just say it because it's going to be a thing. He went to say he tried to say Hut Slayer Leia,
Uh-huh.
and it came out as Slut Hair Leia, and it was a total accident. And now that's a thing. So yeah, it was unfortunate that like that's funny. It was unfortunate that it got like out of hand, but then there's also that other thing of like, if you have 5,000 views on a video and you have 50 comments of people freaking out, like that is like, it's still a very low, like it feels, I think it felt like people were like, but it's like anything on the internet. The people who were like upset were vocal.
Yeah. Jamelin also says the fact that some people got upset means you did something right. You made art. And yeah, some people are like, it's not parody, it's not satire or whatever. And I was like, that was our intention. Like, and I think we did. Like, and it spoke to people, like all the spouses that felt Abby's portrayal, like they felt seen or heard by Abby's portrayal. There was so much in it that spoke to people, and it's still silly. It's stupid. It's a Steve Harvey Judge show. So here's something high art.
Abby's a toy collector. There was some truth in her words.
Yeah.
This house is overrun with toys, and
I love your house though. Like I really like how your house is set.
Oh, thank you. There are like home improvement projects we probably should prioritize over, another DTOF or whatever. So it's I appreciate you saying you like my house. Yeah, I mean, like right now I'm not in the toy room. I'm in like a main thoroughfare. There's too much practice.
I love both your and Abby's taste, and I think that comes through in your collection, and it's beyond just toys. It's art and like props and
right. We have a little smattering.
Yeah, but. Anyway, okay, we got to talk about classic Craig behavior, because one of the scenes that got cut that I'm actually really upset about, and you mentioned it before, is the classic Craig behavior. So I'll kind of come up here. We'll bring Abby back into this thing. So, the whole turn and him going up saying, "This is your husband." Is like once he like I don't know. It's
no audio.
Oh damn it! Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta switch it again. The problem is when I use this other thing, eventually it starts echoing. So hold on. There we go. Leave it on too long. Oh, here we go. Play. Here we go.
Me what you heard, Miss Abby.
I never heard mint on card. There was no we didn't write up an agreement.
No, wait a minute. Oh, wait. This is your husband.
The reaction memes are so like. In our Facebook group and group therapy, there were so many good memes and gifs, and
you played it well because we both knew this was coming,
right?
And then, but what I found, what got cut from it is Harvey thought he had a gotcha on me, because you remember where it was just like I was saying, like I said, mint with card, blah 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 blah, and
right?
It was like, oh well, your wife was there, and then he coming back to me, was like, so you're saying this happened? I was like, yes, it happened. I was like, well. I'm going to call you on that.
Right.
Because we have somebody that was at that thing and he thought he got me.
Right.
And the fact that there was and I think that he was fucking off the rails at that point.
Right.
That's why I don't think he knew. I don't think he had any clue that was happening.
No, because I think like the reactions are funny and natural. Like, yeah. But yeah, when she says this is classic Craig behavior.
Oh yeah. Let me tee that up here. Hold on.
I think it's a little bit before that, right?
That's after this, I think. So he's just like, okay, I think I heard you wrong. Please say what actually was said.
Okay.
So let me me go back over it. You must have misunderstood me. Now, tell me what you heard him say. Here we go.
I heard nothing of mint on card.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh. If you go back to that little moment,
Yeah.
I know my facial expressions pretty well. That right there, look, that is me doing everything in my power. I'm thinking of the worst possible thing.
You're doing such a good job because I'm cracking up. Like,
Right, you're like losing it.
That's the truth. It was a verbal agreement between two friends over lunch. It's kind of classic Craig behavior, honestly.
Okay, classic Craig. So, have you talked to her about how she did she know she was going to deliver that line, or did she feel it in the moment and then brought it up?
No. And you notice when he says, "What do you mean by classic Craig behavior?" And she starts talking about how I just overreact to things, which is not. She's talking about there is something else on her. That's what I say. Like, there is a hint of something in there.
Yeah.
Like, they always say the best pro wrestling, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
It's their actual personality just turned up 6 or 7 notches.
Yeah.
So whatever Abby was channeling there, when she's like, "This is classic Craig behavior," there's a truth in there. So I don't know if I want to know, but like, no, that was not planned at all.
So good. I think this goes. What are you thinking there? Like, what's your thoughts in here?
What I'm thinking there is something along the lines of, I can't believe how good this is.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this is better than we even imagined.
Right. And the fact that it was because there was so much stress leading up to it.
Yeah, because I think we both said, was like, is this gonna work? Or are we gonna fall right on our faces?
I assumed it was gonna, like, they were just not gonna use it.
Yeah, right.
Like, it was the thing we had in our memories, but never.
Yeah. But I think that's the whole Abby thing and the twist, like and then him just Harvey being floored. I was like, oh, this is incredible. But yeah, he asked to and this is where I'm pissed off on the editors, because he goes a slow stroll to go over, get the picture, and then drink it, and they don't cut to that. Like, you kind of see it right here, and then they go to it there. But like watching it was a much better build up for comedy.
Right.
Kind of whoever's directing it fudged it on this camera shot, I think. That was.
When you say classic,
we go back real quick to that where it has the title card below you.
Yeah, because now they put it in there. Yeah,
like the second time I watched it, I didn't pay any attention to this stuff the first time. Just how funny is that? Never agreed to sell mint on card toys. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Right there.
That's my new LinkedIn profile picture. I don't know.
Never agreed to sell mint on card toys. Never.
Oh God. And yeah,
when you say classic Craig behavior, what does that mean?
It's in his nature to kind of overreact to things like this.
Your wife's so sick and damn tired of you and these toys. She's so damn tired of that little crowded ass house, stepping over them toys and stuff. Damn, Craig.
Damn, Craig.
The funny thing is, I'm trying to think if I overreact. I think I'm pretty measured with certain things.
Yes.
The other thing, when it comes to toys, I'm probably not. I probably do overreact.
I don't know. I think she's just like playing a part of it. But so there was a moment after this, and I think because the conversation between Harvey and Abby and like it went on again. That was like only 2 minutes of the episode. It was like 15 minutes that was actually there. Right. And there's a lot of back and forth. And then there was just something else, and I can't remember exactly what it was, that teed up another reprisal of classic Craig behavior. But before Abby could even say it, the entire courtroom said
exactly. They all go classic Craig.
Craig behavior.
Right.
I'm so upset that didn't make it in there because it was so funny. That's one of the funniest parts that didn't make it into the episode.
Yeah. A couple people have reached out to me this week and we're like, hey, dude, they really railed on you. Are you okay? I'm like, hey, I'm fine. First of all, it's all pretend joke TV. It was a year ago. Willing participant. It's okay.
Plus, you got one of the funniest jokes in the history of television.
You're being so kind, Jay. You. The funny thing is you at some point you broke a little bit. You were like, this is you were just laughing and enjoying. But we're clear. Excuse me. We're all laughing. It's all funny.
Yes.
And it's one of those things it didn't work out as planned, and it ended up working out probably better than it would.
Oh yeah.
Because there's something funny about us, you and me, standing in this courtroom, and Abby on these giant screens looking like she's on Toy Anxiety or whatever.
She was like Big Brother, just looking upon all of us in that courtroom.
He's so damn sick and tired of these toys.
I broke at that point. Actually, people ask, I'm definitely Fallon energy. I'm a giggler. I'm breaking. I'm if I was hosting, I'm in the late night. I realize that I'm a Fallon energy, and you all are a much funnier late night energy than me. But
dude, no, no.
But
you have the best. I want to give you a compliment.
Okay,
you are an unbelievably talented. You're a great. I can tell you're a good person. You're a good father. You are a talented dude. People at Comic-Con, they hear you have a booming voice. People know you by your voice. It's like Geek Dad's around. I can hear him. You were just, and you sold it. You kind of had to play it a little bit more straight.
Yeah.
And there's a couple moments where you're the fun at the beginning where you go, I don't even know what I'm doing here. That to me, that is the humor I like, because it's you literally set the whole thing up, and the first thing you say is, I have no idea why I'm here.
It's hold on, I got that. This was the intro. I was so nervous. Because we waited so long. I was just in Tent City for 3 hours, just staring at a wall and just getting more nervous and more nervous and more nervous. And I think the producers realized it because they came and brought me a shot of Jack Daniels. They were like,
yeah,
you want a drink? And I was like, yes.
They gave me whiskey too, which seems dangerous.
Probably, but they probably want us a little loose.
Jay says he didn't con Craig and doesn't know.
By the way, is that an AI voice?
I remember them saying it because they positioned that out because that reaction is me listening to it.
He didn't con Craig and doesn't owe him squat.
All right, let's start with you, Craig. You have 30 seconds to state your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today I am here.
Pause it real quick. They were really adamant that we have to say Your Honor, otherwise he would get mad.
Oh yeah, they was it's either Your Honor, Judge Harvey, Judge Steve Harvey. You need to. So that too, I was just in my head. I was don't screw it up, don't screw it up. Because the other thing too that I found shocking about this experience is because I know other reality shows, and a lot of times they'll just keep filming, or the producers ask you to retake it or something till they get the take they want.
Right.
This is one take. Cameras are rolling, and it's whatever happens. And the producers are on the side with big white cue cards.
Right.
If they want to guide you a certain way. Luckily, I think what happened, and it didn't need much. They didn't really do much in terms of guiding the conversation, but it was just one take, and whatever that was, just what you saw is what happened, other than what they edited out of it. And it was not scripted. It was all on the fly, beyond just the core beats of what our story was.
The only dumb thing we did in the planning was not come up with a case that would have resulted in one of us actually getting some money.
Originally, I was countersuing for like defamation because the whole point, hopefully, was that either of us would have won because we're like, we'll just split the winnings. Like if I win, give half to you because the producers pay out whatever you win. We were the only one in our episode that didn't get money.
I mean, listen, I'm thinking about. Abby told me she wanted a security deposit.
$3,000 over a vintage action figure deal gone wrong. He conned me and he tricked me. And I considered him a friend. I really
Okay, Jay, it's your turn. You have 30 seconds to respond.
Tricks, I don't even know why I'm here. I thought I was helping a friend get action figures that he needed. You know, I'm here today to restore and affirm my good standing in the Ghostbuster fan community and toy collecting fan community.
That's where I fucked up because I was like, toy collecting fan community. What the hell is that?
That's fun. Did you see the thing AJ posted on GB Fans?
Yes.
Restored.
I think saying Ghostbusters fan, like I kind of tripped me up saying toy collecting community.
I know. Dude, it's perfect. It's perfect. Oh man.
But yeah, his response to this.
So
The one line when I say I have over 400 Ghostbusters figures, and I remember he came back with something like, "Well, how many people? Isn't it only 4 dudes in the movie?" Like,
Yes, that's right. That's right. And he also talked about like Looney Tunes toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That. I think did you mention Space Jam toys or did I mention Space Jam toys or something?
That sounds a little familiar. Yeah,
I think we said something like that as well. Yeah. I'm myself a fan toy company. Don't really care for these damn toys. You know what, Tony Taponi, you're 100% correct. They did blow our budget on Craig's trailer snacks.
they did. I had zebra cakes, Cheez-Its, mini Three Musketeers.
You got again. It was great. It was great. Okay, so as final things here, at least. So something about that audience is they're there the whole day, and people are asking like, "Oh, that guy after you had a similar last name as you. Did you see him?" I was like, "No, I think that was probably filmed days before or after. They weren't
maybe
there.
months before." Yeah.
Yeah, because we saw at least I know I did the people that were before and after us because they were in the hair and makeup before we came on, and they're actually at the hotel as well. A lot of them were staying at the same hotel. But something that studio audience was there the whole day, and it was a long day. It was like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or whatever. And
they probably get paid like $80 for the day.
Probably. But they're having a DJ in between each case pumping in music. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And people are dancing and like it's crazy. So when the case ends, the DJ decides to pump in Ghostbusters, the Ray Parker Jr. song Ghostbusters into the thing. So the producers took a little video clip of that so you can experience a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Once we finish the case. And as they're kind of doing their outro shots or whatever, everybody.
Real quick, before you play it, because a lot of people have asked, "Do we get to meet Steve Harvey?" The dude, literally, he hits the hammer, and then smoke comes up, and he disappears behind the stage. It's a fucking magician, like David Copperfield.
That's exactly what happened. It was very weird. So let me open with quick time. Yeah, I was like, he came on before. And kind of talk to the crowd about like biogenics or like eating healthy or something like that. Remember?
Being vegan, yeah, I do.
Yeah, being vegan and like doing this thing to help you, I don't know, count calories. It was very
well. He hasn't done stand up since 2012, but you could tell he's trying to flex those muscles.
Yeah, he was trying to get connected to that, but he didn't even really acknowledge us during that. He was talking to the audience that was there, even though we were standing there into the thing. And he didn't interact with us until it was time to do the show. Anyways, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was. I was getting echo, and now I'm not. We're good.
All right, I'm gonna mute my mic so I can play this scene, and then I'll switch it back to the other way. Hold on.
It's so insane. What are we doing with our lives?
I don't
Oh my god.
It was nuts. But yeah, so it's all open in that huge studio stage, and then this whole side is just open. But yeah.
And it's very like when you, right before you go on, they kind of put you in a little holding room and they mic you up and everything. And it if you're not the kind of person who doesn't like having the magnifying glass on you, this is terrifying.
Oh,
because they bring you out and it's like all eyes on you. And
Yes.
people are like wondering what the case is going to be.
Yeah.
Right when we were done, the guy in the front row was like, "Hey, Craig, come here. Hey, did you have the proton pack with the yellow foam thing?" I was like, yeah. I was like,
I had somebody ask me, it was just like, "Hey, so did he, did you try to get the toys back or whatever?" They're trying to like still work out the case or something like that.
They all think there's a couple people there that thought they're on jury duty.
Pretty much. But yeah, it was weird just because they had cameras all over the place. They had him hidden inside the thing, so they got the straight ahead shots and yeah, the putting on the lav mics, like they're all tucking into your clothes and stuff, like all they were like a oil machine. It was crazy.
Was it you that told me that's the same studio they filmed Family Feud in?
Family Feud, yeah, it's the same one. They tear down that whole, because they shoot like a whole season in 2 weeks or something like that.
Right,
So like each day is 8 cases or something like that, and they get the whole, because only 10 episodes for the season. But anyway, all right, Craig, final thoughts. Any final thoughts as we close things out here?
I wonder how much he gets paid for this show.
A lot. That's because they couldn't give us an extra $500. They had to go to Harvey.
Let's see. Harvey salary range. He makes $10 million a year for Family Feud, but that's 200 episodes. I bet he makes $5 or $10 million for the season.
I mean, for it to be, it's a primetime ABC show. Like he has
I think
to
that's
make
the
more
that's the
yeah.
thing that shocks everybody. Is like,
yeah.
I think a lot of people just assumed this was going to be, on the WB.
Yeah,
2 o'clock on a Wednesday.
National television.
Prime
time. Did I refund Craig? I haven't gotten the figures back, Craig. What the hell? If you send the figures back,
I do have I do have the cards, which I'm actually using for another project I'm working on. But you know what? Here's my final thought. Here's some life advice, everybody.
Okay.
Not that anybody asked for it. I love doing awesome stuff. I love doing awesome stuff with my friends. Once I do those things and I live in that moment, my brain immediately, I don't latch on to things.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fun week.
Yeah.
I'm ready for whatever the next thing is. I try not to. It's what propels, I think, our success for what we do. Because I find I am so inspired by Geek Dad Life and your dedication and ability to build out your channel and grow it. And I can 100% attribute a lot of our growth on Toy Anxiety directly to you and being able to interact and do each other's shows and everything. So I'm nothing but appreciative of those opportunities and the friendship. And this was really cool. And I knowing us and the way we do things, I would suspect we probably won't talk about this too much until maybe the Jeffries, because I think the Jeffries are about celebrating the whole year. I've got a couple ideas for ways to do this, but yeah, it was just amazing, and I can't wait to do more cool, fun things.
Yeah, I'll echo that. Like, to me, it's just, I'm so thankful to have the experience. And it's like when the friend, the casting agent, reached out and was like, "Do you have anything?" I was just like, it was almost immediately I thought of you all, and I thought of just because people give you shit, but I know that you're incredibly funny, incredibly smart, incredibly quick. And I was like, if there's anybody I could do this with that would nail it, would be you. And I think 3+ million people now can see how, or at least how I see you, a very incredibly talented and funny individual, and Abby as well, because Abby fucking ruled. And to me, like, just same thing, just like doing fun stuff with friends and being creative with other people. I think it maybe comes from that, being a musician and being in a band and like collaborating and throwing out ideas and come up with things together, and performing it is, I don't know, that's the joy for me.
I've No, I'm not acknowledging.
We have apologized, Neil. We have.
I don't know if I've apologized.
I have. I'll apologize.
I love getting into stuff. I love, like, I remember one time I auditioned for Date My Mom or something like that when I was like 19. Like, I'm always trying to get into something. I'm not gonna be like True Life. I'm a Ghostbusters collector. Although I would probably do that too. Yeah, I like that we got to do it. I was super proud of you, super proud of Abby. I love our communities. Jake and Ryan and John, like, it's just all good. Like, it's all good. It's all fun. And maybe we can get a sitcom out of this or something.
Yeah, sitcom. I love the idea of people like Family Feud.
I've seen that.
Yeah, but I don't agree with Dole calling Larson. I feel like if anybody gets dibs on Larson, it's us.
Yeah, I don't exactly.
No, it's fine. You guys can have Larson. It's
no,
fine.
It would be the four of us plus a fan.
Oh, come on, Neil. Come on. Let's see. Love GDL and love Toy Anxiety. Y'all are awesome. Keep the right. Thank you so much, RT. Naked and Afraid. I thought I pitched the idea of maybe season 3 of Steve Harvey is Abby suing you for her own toy room.
For her own room.
Yeah.
I'm like, Your Honor, I can't walk 2 feet without stepping on one of these damn calico critters. And she almost burned the house down because she stores them in our electrical unit.
And then could I be the star witness to like turn on somebody or another?
I'd like to bring in Jay, my former friend, business associate. I'm sure we'll do something. I mean, honestly, like, there as YouTube channels that are growing, like my whole thing is have fun and be different, and we're always trying like new stuff, and I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Well, I think that's the heart of it. This was like an iteration on an idea that Dole, like that we did with Dole and the whole debate thing, and you were the moderator and stuff like that, and we just like, what can we do to take it to the next level? And that was a little too far for some of the people, and sorry that was the case for some. And I don't think we're gonna do exactly that thing again, but I think there's other ideas that will land, and we're gonna try different things, and sometimes those will work, and sometimes maybe they won't. But we're gonna keep trying because I don't know. That's the point of the thing, is to keep growing and keep trying new things.
That's what we're gonna do. And also, just like the last stream I was in, once you hit that hour mark, things start getting weird. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you for all the support that we got from everybody. Thank you for watching it. And it's Toy Anxiety Tuesday night. Ahsoka is coming in on your turf here. I don't appreciate it, Craig. But
oh, you mean like we're about to announce that Toy Anxiety will now be on at 10 o'clock every Tuesday? So we don't. No, that's fine. Well,
I think hopefully like 30 minutes episodes. Like we start Ahsoka and then you just like go straight into Toy Anxiety, or you just wait for Ahsoka after. Toy Anxiety is better.
Listen, here's the deal. Much like, how do I word this? Never mind. I was going to try to make a joke. It's fine. We'll be fine.
But thank you so much. We'll be on Toy Geeks tomorrow. Toy Anxiety is on Tuesday, and I'm sure there'll be other things along the way. Make sure. What are we laughing? Oh shit! Oh man. As far as we can go, except a documentary. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.